everybody, welcome to another video. Hope you're ready to flex those brain muscles. Today we're going to talk about composite functions. We're going to learn how to compose two functions, how to evaluate them, how to find the domain, how to decompose, all that stuff we're going to learn in this video. I may spread it out into two parts, two different videos, so we'll see. I want to make sure everything gets covered. So composite functions, f composed with g, that's how this is read out loud, or f of g of x. And basically what it means is we have an inner function and an outer function, and we're basically plugging in a function to another function. So how functions work, again, we have an input, we plug stuff in, we get stuff out. In this case, what we're plugging in, instead of a value like 2, we're plugging in a whole function like x squared plus 2. We can just plug a whole function into another function, and this actually has a lot of real world applications, right? If you have like cost and price and all sorts of different things, you can compose functions and make a new composite function that is a function of another function, if that makes sense. So let's see how this works. Well, first of all, I like to see it rewritten like this because it makes the most sense. A lot of times we're given it like this. I always recommend doing this. If you see anything like this with this f of g stuff, just immediately write it like this, f of g of x, because then it makes it clearer what we're doing. We're plugging g of x, the inner function, into f, the outer function. So what happens with x when we have this composite function? Right, because we're plugging something into a composite function, but where exactly does it go? Well, first, x has to go through the inner function. It has to go through g. So we have x here. It goes through g. Remember how functions work? You plug something in, that function does something to that value, and it spits out an output, g of x, okay? G of x is actually my input for f. So g of x is going into f. F is doing something to g of x, and it's spitting out f of g of x. So that's the full process. That's how it works. You can think of the input going through the inner function and then through the outer function. But that's how it works. So yeah, let's go ahead and start with some examples. All right, so let's run through some examples. I have this function f of x and this function g of x, and I'm asked to find the composite function at a certain value, okay? And this value is 2. So what's happening here? Well, the easiest way to see it is to rewrite it in this way that I recommended you rewrite it, which is like this, f of g of 2. And this just makes it so much easier, I think, in my opinion. I really recommend doing this, because look, now it's easy to see what's going on. G of 2 is the input into f, so I just have to find g of 2, and I can plug that into my function f, and that's how I evaluate this, okay? So what is g of 2? Well, that's just whatever I get when I plug 2 into g, right? G of 2 is just whatever I get when I plug 2 in for g. So what do I get? 2 times 2 is 4 minus 1, that's 3. If g of 2 equals 3, I can replace g of 2 with 3. So this equals what? F of 3. Now this is easy. This is what I get when I plug 3 into f. So what is that? 3 times 3, that's 9. So what about this function, g of f? Now we're composing the other way around. F is our inside function, g is our outside function. And again, I'm still going to rewrite it like this because I do this every time. G of f of 2. So now first I'm finding f of 2. I'm plugging 2 into f and I'm getting 6, right? F of 2, it's just 2 times 3, that's 6. So really what I'm finding is g of 6, okay? So I'm going to plug 6 in to g. I get 6 times 2, that's 12, minus 1, that's 11. So look, g of f of 2 and f of g of 2 do not equal each other, and this is how it is in most cases. You can never assume they equal each other because most of the time they do not. So that's just something worth noting. What about this f of 2? What is this? Well, you can actually compose a function with itself. And so I'm going to go ahead and rewrite it. F of 2. So I basically plug in 2 to f. Whatever I get out, I plug that back into f again, right? So what is f of 2? That is just 6. We've already actually found that up here. So I really now have f of 6, which is what? 6 times 3, that's 18. All right, so last time we were evaluating composite functions at a certain value. This time we're just going to find the function in terms of x, okay? So what does this mean? F composed with g. I'm going to, again, rewrite this. F of g of x. I'm going to rewrite it. So instead of plugging in some value to f that I need to evaluate, I'm plugging in g of x, which is just this whole function. So this is actually just f of what? G of x, 2x minus 1. So what this means is I'm taking 2x minus 1 and I'm plugging that in to my function f. So what am I left with? Well, I substitute in 2x minus 1 for x, so I get 3 times 2x minus 1. I can distribute this 3, and I'm left with 6x minus 3. So this is f of g of x. My composite function is 6x minus 3. So what about g of f of x? Well, same idea. First, I'm going to rewrite it. This time, f is my inner function, g is my outer function. So I'm plugging in f of x, which is 3x, into g. So I have g of 3x, which is just what? I'm substituting in 3x for x into g, right? So I got 2 times 3x minus 1. That's 6x minus 1. So again, g composed with f and f composed with g are still not the same thing, and they almost always aren't the same thing. So it's just something cool to worth noting. Okay, f composed with itself, again, I'm going to write this out, f of x. And basically what I do is I take the function f of x, which is 3x, and I plug it into itself. So I do 3 times 3x, okay? But let me write out each step. F of 3x, which is what? I plug 3x into x, that's 9x, okay? All right, let's do a couple more examples. The process is always the same. You have an inner function that you plug into your outer function, then you simplify. Just the algebra gets harder, right? So let's go ahead and practice. And again, go ahead and hit pause, try this on your own, and then press play to check your answer. All right, I'll go ahead and start. So g of x is our inner function, so we're plugging g of x into f of g of x, which means what? G of x is 2x plus 5, so that's what's going in here to f. So anywhere I see an x in the function f, I replace it with 2x plus 5. So what this really is 2x plus 5 squared minus 1. There is a shortcut where I have a plus b squared equals a squared plus 2ab plus b squared. If you don't know that, you can just FOIL this out. This means 2x plus 5 times itself, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and FOIL it out for those of you who don't know the shortcut. So I have 2x plus 5 times 2x plus 5. The minus 1 is still out here. I'm going to FOIL this out. This is 2x times 2x, 4x squared. I'm going to do the next 2 steps at once. Plus 10x plus 10x. That's plus 20x. I'm going to do 2 more steps at once. 25, right? 5 times 5 minus 1, that's 24. Y'all good with that? So this is my function for f of g of x. All right, g of f of x now. F of x is my inner function. I'm sorry, f is my inner function. So what does that mean? Well, f of x is just x squared minus 1. So I have g of x squared minus 1. So I'm plugging x squared minus 1 in to g. So anywhere I see an x in my function g, I replace it with x squared minus 1. So I have 2 times x squared minus 1 plus 5. I'm going to distribute this 2x squared minus 2 plus 5, okay? 2x squared minus 2 plus 5. Hopefully this is still on the screen. And these like terms, minus 2 plus 5, I get 2x squared plus 3. All right, so in the next video, we'll find the domain of some composite functions, and we'll even decompose a couple of functions. Hopefully this video helped. If it did, hit like, hit subscribe, check out my channel if you need more help. Keep flexing those brain muscles and keep making those brain gains.